Now I'll talk about Islamic Sukuk or Islamic certificates. These are the one of the major vehicles in terms of ICM or Islamic capital market instruments. They are based on the concept of IOU, and they are backed by asset. This is already we have discussed just now. We have certain type of Sukuk. One is Sukuk Ijara. This is based on the concept of leasings, and this is introduced in 2002. What is the structure of Sukuk Ijara? Is the sale of asset will be done, for example, on to a special purpose vehicle. Say for example 500 million, then it will be issued to this SPU is going to issue the Sukuk Ijara to investor at 500 million. Investor will pay to this special purpose, and this special purpose will make payment to the originator or the owner of the asset. Same way, it will be leased back of the asset to the originator through SPV 500 plus cost of fund and plus the spread they have to pay, and the payment of the lease rental payment will be done every 6 months. In terms of Sukuk Ijara, it is based on the sale and lease back concept, and asset is sold in terms of originator, as I explained you, to a special purpose vehicle issued to the Sukuk. The originator will then of course enter into a lease agreement to lease the asset from the special purpose vehicle. Generally there are two ways when we go for Ijara. Ijara can be on fixed rental payments, and it can be on floating in conventional. So structure of Sukuk Ijara allows the renter to be fixed or floating based on the benchmark that is revised before the commencement of the new rental period. There are risks associated with Sukuk Ijara. There are mainly two types of risk. One is credit risk, that is related to the originator and their ability to pay the rental, and the market risk of the lease asset. So these both are very significant risks that we have to take care. Sukuk Ijara is globally acceptable because Sukuk Ijara represent ownership right in the asset. In terms of Sukuk Mudaraba is the concept that we already discussed in when we were discussing in detail Mudaraba, where there is Mudarib, there is one guy who is going to put money. So Mudaraba is a partnership contract where one party is putting capital, the other party is giving the management skills. In terms of Mudaraba contracts, neither the capital nor the profit is guaranteed, and manager will not be liable for any losses. Profit and share will be divided as per the mutual concept of the both parties. And capital may agree to limit. It can be a restricted Mudaraba or it can be unrestricted Mudaraba. How it works is, of course, there will be a issuance of Sukuk, say for 100 million, or amount is not significant. The significant is for the process. Then we will make a special, we will appoint a manager, or we will make a special purpose vehicle who is going to pay them, and we will put it into a business venture. This business venture is going to operate, and there will be a sharing of profit and loss, and of course redemption of principal in terms of investment will be done, and loss will be borne by the investor only, who is the investing partners as per the main clauses of Mudaraba. In terms of Musharaka is more considered as a joint venture, so it's similar to Mudaraba as both are equity based contracts. However, both parties to Musharaka can put money, this party and that party both can be equal contributors or whatever figures they want to put as equity. And in terms of PSR, it can be negotiated. Loss sharing must be proportionate to the capital contribution. Both parties has a right to participate in the venture because they are into a joint venture in English terms as musharaka in Arabic. This will be the same way. How it will go is there will be an issuance of sukuk, and we will create a special purpose vehicle, and they will make payment to the investors. They will make a musharaka venture. Musharaka venture is going to share the profit and shareholdings, and then of course at the end the profits and loss will be transferred to the companies. Sukuk Mudarba Musharaka is also a partnership. It is different from Mudarba in certain ways, mainly the capital and profit is shared according to the agreed ratio, any losses according to the capital contributed. We have recently known as hybrid sukuk. This hybrid term is an interesting term. This is used for preference shares. Is not exactly for, but as when we say hybrid equity, it's not a pure equity, it's not a pure liability, it's mix of. The example is preference stock. That is when you issue, you give a fixed rate of interest as guaranteed. So people say that this is not a pure form of equity, but of course it cannot be classified as liability, so we use a word of hybrid. This concept is the same hybrid sukuk. They combine the securitization of receivables and tangible assets in one issue. This is the same conventional concept used as hybrid, and it is unique because it combines financial and tangible assets to form of the basis of the pool of asset to back any kind of sukuk issuance. Sukuk ijara is also one of the same important thing. Mudarba and musharaka sukuk, we can introduce both, and guarantee is of course just to protect your investors, is always argued that it should be taken or not, but of course as per the Sharia standard, they are the co-owners and they are being less structured, so that allows the partner to buy the asset of the venture from each other at the agreeable points. So in terms of saying an economic result as a capital guarantee is irrelevant, as the mechanism of Sharia is for basic contractual perceptions. There are arguments against capital clause. Both school of thoughts have their own way of thinking, what is right, what is wrong. This is according to the situation. In terms of exchangeable and convertible sukuk, in conventional instruments, we issue bonds and we say this is convertible into, say, ordinary share or preference share. This is the same concept that you are convertible sukuk. An investor become more sophisticated, they require more value-added features within these sukuk structures. One structure is the exchangeability or convertibility into sukuk. This is one of the important concepts. We generally use the formula par value of the bond divided by conversion price is equal to conversion ratios. This formula can be used for the small calculations. Let's summarize the salient feature of sukuk. First of all, in terms of instrument, it's a certificate of investment in a particular asset or a project. It is neither a share nor a bond or a debenture. Investor is not creditors. They own an undivided proportionate share in the asset, underlying asset, by subscribing a sukuk. Method of issuance is based on asset securitization by packing an asset as non-financial asset into unit of equal value. Each unit represents a proportionate share in the underlying asset that entitles the holder to benefit from the income generated by the asset from any capital gains. Same way contract that are relevant to the ownership, ijara is one of them, musharaka is one of them, mudarba is one of them. Return can be fixed and floating in case of ijara, and expected periodic distribution in terms of sukuk, mudarba and sukuk, musharaka. Trading in terms of sale of ownership right should be done as a feature. Tenure normally for medium and long term. Issuer can be an agent, special purpose entity, or it can be a reliable partner. Rating in terms of which jurisdiction it belongs to. Risk is of course originator, credit risk is there, and market risk is also there. And equity investment risk in case of sukuk, mudarba and musharaka exist. Redemption can be redeemed according to the agreed conditions, either maturity or a event of default. Sharia compliance issues generally acceptable to the global markets in terms of sale of sukuk, which is not linked with the monetary asset. Some scholars may object to the incorporation of clauses such as option price in terms of sukuk ijara and sukuk mudarba and musharaka. Objection is of fixing the price based on a par value, as the scholar agrees that anything such will not be according to the basic principle of the Sharias.